America with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.
Big up, big dubs only today on the day 4-1 Tottenham Hotspur get the 3 points. And it feels so good to be back in the win column, and it feels so good to be here with you today. Look, I hope you're all too blessed to be stressed. There's already over 70 people in the house. First of all, big up to every single one of y'all. Make sure you are hitting the likes, even if you don't like what Tottenham did. But hey, guess what? I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I think most of y'all did. I definitely did. Look, wow, just very proud of the boys first and foremost. Like, I don't know how else to say it. I just have to start it off that way. But look, I'm so blessed to be here bringing this episode to you. Welcome in to episode number 110. Yes, 110 of these things where I go solo and we just see what the world's gonna bring to us. But what the world brought to me today was full 3 points. Youngman's son, we actually got a penalty awarded. God, how beautiful it is. We actually got a penalty awarded to us. Look at us. We're moving like Arsenal, huh? With a penalty and everything. Talk to me nicely every single time. Look, there's a lot to talk about. A lot of different things happened during that match. A lot of different things. Look, I've heard of people's opinions saying Romero should have seen this. Romero should have seen that. What Romero's seeing right now is a full 3 points. First and foremost. But big up to everybody in the house. Let's see who gets the first place prize. Y'all are absolutely flying in the chat already. Scott M gets double first place prize today. Says, big up Jacob. Hope you have a great show. I didn't think we played well, but Newcastle were so poor we could take advantage. Sonny was great. Everyone else, man. Well, there you go. We got a little bit of a positive sunlight out of Scott there, but that's okay. Look, I want to say big up to everyone who is in the chat right now. I see, let me say hello to some of these YouTube chat members before, but let me show this as well, because I just think, look at Callum Wilson's face. Just look at his face for real quick. This was a guy, he had a really fun time doing a podcast with some other bum, and they were talking about Richarlison this, Richarlison that. Oh, he gets more yellow cards than goals. He gets his shirt's been off more times than he scored, etc., etc. The fuck are you saying now, Callum Wilson? Huh? What are you saying now? I bet you ain't smiling like this, because there are some quotes that I do want to get to. Look, he says it's a lack of respect. Callum Wilson's very upset for Vicario doing Vicario-like things. I have a bunch of stuff starred. Look, I have a bunch of things I want to talk about as well. But real quick, let's look at this, because honestly, Richarlison versus Gabriel Jesus, let's just remind everybody who's actually leading the race to be Brazil's number 9. Look at that. 6 goal contributions, 3 for Gabriel Jesus. I mean, this tweet says uncomfortable conversations need to be had. I think they're pretty comfortable conversations. Maybe uncomfortable for other folks, but not for me. I'll tell you that much. But how's everybody doing? Look, I'm so happy. I'm so excited that we actually get that we actually won today. I didn't think that would happen. Look at Vicario and the Mickey Van de Veen hugging, loving on each other. Isn't it beautiful to see? Honestly, I don't know where to start. Maybe with Trippier getting his... Oh, here it is. Here it is. This is what Callum Wilson's upset about. Look at that guy. Look at him. That is my keeper. Fuck you, Callum Wilson. That's what you get. Talk shit, and that's what's going to happen. I just want to say that loud and proud. Callum Wilson did get on the score sheet today, but he's still a fraud. And you know what? I just think it's funny. Did he see Richarlison score 2 goals today, or did he not? And I wonder if he's going to talk about that on his upcoming podcast. I didn't challenge him on Twitter, but I did at him on Twitter. So come outside. We're all waiting to hear what you got to say on your newest podcast. I won't be missing that episode. I'll tell you that much. Big up Nita in the house. Big up Ash. Tot Spurs. How you doing? Nick Brown's here. How you doing, Nick Brown? I see Spurs GCTV. Look at all these YouTube chat members, man. Y'all blessing me tonight. Big up Spurs GCTV. What a great performance it was indeed. Bob Down Under. How you doing, Bob? Daniela Zito, good to see you. Danny, how you doing? Mark Swift, Spurs site. Hey, Jacob in chat, chuffed with the result today. Chuffed is an understatement, and we are celebrating, so don't you get it mistaken. Spurs GCTV wants to give a shout out to Ben Davies. Also had a great game, and the interception in the first few minutes was crucial. Let's not, Ben Davies, thank you. He actually did like a 7 today. Normally he's a 6 guy, a 5 or a 6. Today it was a 7. Big shout out to Ben Davies every single time. Let me see this real quick. Honestly, I want to know what everyone thinks about this thing with Vicario and Callum Wilson. This was the beef that I didn't know I needed, but now I'm so glad it is here, if I'm honest. But big up Spurs GCTV. Let's see who else is here. Adrian Schroka. Big up Adrian Schroka. Good to see you. Carl Simpson and Terry Windows. No, I'm not going to block Scott. He's still a supporter of the channel. He's allowed to feel however he wants to feel about the club. Yep, sorry about being late, y'all. Blame Hassam. It's absolutely his fault. Big up Callum Roche. We were definitely oozing some sauce tonight, boys. What a great time it was. Look, I did actually on We Are Tottenham TV. I did the pump up before the match. Shout out Dave, Irish Hotspur. I was on there with Ash Maddock as well, Dermot and Amir, and I said I think Destiny Udogi's going to go ahead and get his first goal. Something was he just the past 2 weeks he's really been occupying these really progressive areas, really attacking spots where he was looking for the ball, through balls, and also where he was carrying the ball in himself. Shoo-wee. Love to see some of that. Big up Darren Wimbledon in the house. Says evening all. Richie for me gonna get that man of the match, I believe already. All right, y'all already getting in those mans of the matches. Big up Ben Kaufman. I think I missed your chat as well. Big up Ben Kaufman. Good to see you in the chat, my friend. James Paratrooper, how you doing? Big up yourself every single time. Ellie, big up Ellie. Says, hey, Jacob, the day after your 3K show, we batter Newcastle 4-1 for you. How about that, Ellie? Love to see that. Absolutely blessed indeed. Big up Daniela Zito. I think I said hello to Daniela Zito. Big up Daniel Sandoval every single time. How you doing? Drula's here. Big up Drula. Evening, Jacob, and all in the chat. I told you yesterday that I had a good feeling we'd beat the Toons. Look, I'm not saying we beat the cartoons. Or, damn it, there goes my joke. I had a whole joke ready for you. I was going to say we turned the Toons into cartoons the way we had them looking left and looking right. Look at this. I mean, inject this photo that I'm actually, this is a photo that I'm going to save, and I will be keeping it as an overlay for future shows because I love it. Big up Ravi as well. Big up Ravi in the house. Over 100 people and we're not even 10 minutes in. Big up first and foremost. Make sure you are hitting a like. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. But I would assume if you're here in the first 10 minutes, you're probably already subscribed. So big up yourself if you are. Ian Ferguson, my Cincinnati brother, says, evening all. Great game today. Big up Ian Ferguson every single time. What a great game it was. Jay Murray says, you called it, Jacob. You dog scored. And I called Richie to put 2 in the basket today. That was immense. Jay Murray, I think you were on that We Are Tottenham TV pump up as well. And you were saying Richie for 2. And someone was like, no way Richie scores 2. You're mad. You're crazy. But Jay Murray, go ahead and drink the finest drink you can find near you because you called it, my friend. I called it. We called it. And then Tottenham Hotspur made it a reality. Speaking of making things a reality, there's someone that when you see his face, you're just going to know that you've made it to a great place today. Win, lose, or draw, he's here to share the immaculate vibes with me. At this point, I'm just going to introduce him as my brother, Kuva99. How you doing, my friend?
How do you think I'm doing today?
Like the photo right below you.
Yeah, maybe not quite that much. yeah, it's
hold that, Callum Wilson.
It's fun. For once, I might actually take a leaf out of Scott M's book and just dampen things a little bit because it was a fantastic result and we played well. It was fun, goals, everything we wanted. But you do have to appreciate Newcastle really weren't that good either. It doesn't matter. You can only play what's in front of you, but it was fun today. That's all that really mattered.
So we're saying that Newcastle wasn't good, Kuva? Is that what we're saying? Or are we just that damn good? We put them on shambles.
See, this is what we've got used to ourselves. We learned the hard way when we started getting Champions League football and playing the midweek mixed matches. And it used to affect our game really badly. And they're kind of struggling with it a little bit as well. They've still got some really great players in that starting lineup today, but you could tell that wasn't the high energy you'd expect from them. Us, on the other hand, our energy levels were flying. I think Mate Sarr showed why Lo Celso doesn't start ahead of him. I think he was absolutely outstanding.
So good.
Several players.
Papa Mate Sarr, real quick. I just want to start with him because he was so instrumental, I think, in also making Bissouma play a little bit more free as well. I think him being there makes everyone play better around him. He's one of those guys. The only thing I have against Sarr is in the final third sometimes, maybe just pass it. There's a couple times, I think once today, and then once in another match, like once or twice a match, I'm like, maybe if you laid it off, but I'm not upset with the young man going for goal because he got that banger versus Manchester United. Hey, hit the thumbs up. Look at that.
I'd sooner see him, squandering a few chances because he's got the confidence to take a shot rather than, sort of freeze up, as we've seen with Kulusevski at times, and, try the extra pass when we're dying for him to have a shot. So, yeah, it's finding the balance, is it? I mean, Doggy's been guilty of this as well this season. Get into a certain position and just blaze it miles over. I'm not gonna sort of say they shouldn't do that. I think it's just one of those things they have to get used to. There's a time and a place. It's just decision making, a bit of match experience. It will come. I'm not worried.
Yeah, big up Chris Peters as well, longtime YouTube chat member extraordinaire. Says, big up Jacob, love the win today. Sarr was the missing link, but Ainge setting up the team was a masterclass. Now, everywhere I've gone, I've been doing the, Ainge Postecoglou, which quickly becoming one of my favorite little jingles just because I love it, man. I love the vibe at the stadium today. I thought the crowd was behind the lads from minute one. I kind of like that little trumpet playing right up until the ball's kicked off, so the crowd starts the game. It like brings the crowd in, and then we start the game, and it's when the Spurs go. I mean, goosebumps. I'm singing. My son's like, it's too early in the morning, Dad, what you doing? And I'm screaming, stomping around the living room because it's just nothing like it, man. I love game day. I love when game day goes this way.
Surely your son should have been joining in with you doing that.
Well, see, he was trying to watch his show, so I was interrupting his thing.
Yeah, okay.
And woe is me for speaking in my own home, apparently. But hey, so big up Chris Peters. Appreciate you being here. Look,
yeah, you're right though. It did set it set a good tone right at the start of the game, and I think big part of that was, did you hear Ange's pre-match conference? The things he was saying there about, basically we're gonna keep doing it his way, and it's up to players to live up to it and improve and find that balance. And then he brought everybody into it, everybody that's playing underneath him, everybody at the coaching level, and then really importantly, everybody above as well. He was bringing the entire club into this. You've got to keep going for it. You've got to keep pushing to improve all the time. And if they're never going to have an easy ride, even if we start winning things, even if we're sitting at the top of the league, you push even harder. He constantly wants improvement. I love hearing that. A lot of our managers have been brought into this atmosphere of, we can just coast along. If we get fourth, it's okay. I think Ange has set our sights a lot higher. And I think we're going to have trouble getting players that are really up for that at times, because you can't just get anybody and expect them to have that attitude. It's either there or it isn't. You're going to find that out with a few players. But I like what I'm seeing. I like the way the team's been responding. Even in the games we did lose. Against West Ham, first half, I thought we were very good. Should have done better with our finishing. Against Villa, I think we did well there, except for the finishing again. Today, the finishing was there. But even today, we could have had even more. There's a few very close chances and a few perhaps we should have scored but didn't. It could have been one of those where we rattled in about 7 or 8 goals.
Bro, I was wanting a 6-1. I wanted 6. In the first half, I wanted 3. I wanted 3 in the second half. It was absolutely beautiful to see. Real quick, big up a user for the first super chat of the evening. Says, very happy with the win. Lot to improve. Wilson, smoke it. Hey, Wilson, you're going to have to hold that, my friend. You want to talk all this shit, you and Mikel Antonio. Both of y'all going to have to hold that. because at this juncture, that man just scored a brace on your head top, to quote my man from This Is Football, Hassam. Big up Hassam every time in the house. Big up Football Heritage TV. Perchy is in the chat as well. Big up Perchy. Big up Steve D. Good to see everyone checking in. People saying 8.5 and 9s for Ben Davies. Kuva, where are you laying at with Ben Davies at this?
I would have given the whole defence a sort of 8 out of 10 rating. Possibly Porro a 9. I think he was the pick of the bunch. But yeah, Davis played well. There were obviously times where we were a little bit slack and gave them a few chances, but that's the way we play. It's going to keep happening until players are, into that mode like Man City get into, where it's second nature and you can just play little triangles in your own box and get away with it. We're making a few little sloppy mistakes at times, but I'm okay with that as long as the forward direction remains the same. It's so positive at the moment. I'm just loving it. So do we pick on players for the individual mistakes? I don't think it's worth doing that. I think if it's the same player constantly making the same mistakes, you've got a problem. But if it's just a few and they iron out their flaws, look at the difference on a doggy today compared to, the short back pass that cost us against West Ham. Today, it looked like he was dying to get on that score sheet to make up for a few things.
I had predicted this on Weird Tottenham TV because I said the past 2 weeks, really 2-3 weeks, he's getting into dangerous areas, looking for that ball in the box. And it was like, this man is dying for a goal. He wants a goal so bad I can see it. And that's why I was like, bro, I think I said it on yesterday's show when we did our predictions as well. I see you, Dogie, getting on the score sheet. Something was telling me this guy's going to occupy dangerous areas. And you know what? Heung-min son, Heung-min dad, Heung-min Hong with the ooh, the saucy-walsy, the excuse me, thank you very much. Kieran Trippier needs to turn his name to Kieran tripping over my own damn feet because Heung-min son has taken my lunchbox and my ankles. The next thing I will say, go to eBay right now. Look up Heung-min son as a seller. What is for sale? Kieran Trippier's ankles as well. They're for sale. He took those ankles. He has now put them on the market because he doesn't want them. He don't need them. He just made a fool out of them. Kieran Trippier, Kieran tripping over his own feet is what I say. Big up Ryman Islam says, evening Yakub, where's Chewy? He is here. I did bring him here for the win. He is here. He's just sleeping like a fraud. But that's kind of his thing. That is what he does. So big up for that. Big up Sahar in the house every single time. Jay Murray's got joint MVPs, Poro's son and Richie. Pedro Porro was absolutely immense today as well. What did you make of Pedro Porro? He's been improving defensively, offensively. There was also a tweet that I saw. Statistically, he is now ranked, I believe, the highest. I saw it somewhere. I don't know where, but I saw it somewhere where Pedro Porro is technically the highest ranked. Oh, real quick.
Yeah, playing as wing back, creating the most chances and most goal actions, isn't it? Assists or scoring. Yeah, he's right up there.
Here
I think
it is.
Trent Alexander-Arnold's probably the.
According to SofaScore, Pedro Porro has been rated the highest performing defender in the Premier League this season.
I wouldn't argue with it. I think he's been outstanding. Remember last season we talked about being in the Romero fan club and it being pretty lonely there. I remember being in the Porro fan club. That felt like it was a one-man club sometimes.
Last year it was a tough little club to be a part of.
People bigging up Emerson Royale, and I just thought, no, Porro's just such a much better footballer. And I think having patience sometimes when you know somebody's got a level of quality, just give them a bit of time to find their rhythm and get all the basic parts of the game fitting in with the rest of the team. And we're seeing the benefits of just sticking by somebody now. Porro's outstanding this season. Rapidly turning into one of my favourite players because, as you know, I've got a thing for defenders and wing-backs in particular because it was so regularly where I played. So I'm delighted to see both him and Udogie having really solid games. I think Porro's got that extra level of quality about him, though. He's got that sort of delivery and the shot in him that you'd expect from a top-class player. I think Udogie's a little bit more raw, but he is younger, and he's growing into it. Udogie's got that fantastic athleticism to him, though. He makes it so easy, just shrugging people off the ball, and he's getting better and better. I think we're in a really good place there. Keeping them fit's the question, isn't it? As it is with the rest of the squad. But Porro, yeah, top bloke, pick of our defenders, I thought. As for man of the match, wow, you got genuine choices to make there. I think Sonny was absolutely outstanding, did everything, and totally wore the captain's armband as you would expect. He was just popping up everywhere, big part of everything. I think for me, it was a toss up between him and Kulusevski. I think Kulusevski was outstanding. He was finding.
Don't give it away too much who your man of the match or your BDE is, because that is a question we will get to eventually. So,
well, mentioning a few: Porro, Kulusevski.
That's the thing. You got so many to choose from. Hey, you can't really make a bad choice. Now, later in the middle, really doesn't matter.
I'll just finish off saying what I was saying about Kulusevski. I think they didn't know how to deal with him. They could not shrug him off the ball, and because he was dropping back in that sort of deeper role, that rather than trying to be the winger. He was picking off. He was creating chances almost at will. He was having an excellent game. I think it's such a viable place for him to play now in that number 10 sort of role. It makes us like not miss Maddison in games like today, which really says something, because we've missed Maddison like mad. But there's hope. There's hope there. A little bit of flexibility within the forward line is always good. I think, yeah, Brennan Johnson deserves a bit of a big up as much as Davies does. I think he was a lot more dangerous today. It suits him playing on that, playing out the wide on the right, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that we've talked about quite a bit here, Kuva. I know you and I specifically on this channel, you've heard me say several times, I don't want Kulusevski as a winger anymore. The collateral effect of moving Kulusevski inside. Oh, my God, Kulusevski. Like, there's still so many players to talk about. Like, Kulusevski was so good today. He just seems he's getting more comfortable in this role where he's left, he's right, he's back, he's forward. I love to see him on the left-hand side of the pitch dancing around with the threat of a swinging in a curler. Everything that makes him a good player, he can do that and more in the middle. And that's what I'm really seeing with Kulusevski, where it really just has me speaking on him with a lot of respect. And actually, whenever you talk about Kulusevski, you got me. LeBron James. It's LeBron James.
Isn't it funny how when he plays out on the wing, he doesn't seem able to beat anybody, doesn't seem to beat any player. Put him in the middle, and he's just ghosting past people and shrugging them off like they're not there. It's really odd. It's like he plays as a better winger when he's in the middle. But it's working.
But all the things that he does well as a winger, he can do that. But it's like off with the ball. When we're going forward, Kulusevski in the center of the park is way better than Kulusevski on the right, in my humble opinion. Yeah, absolutely. Lisa should have been 6'1". Here's the link. Big up Spurs for posting the link for Kuva and Bobby K at 3 Spurs Boys. Make sure you go subscribe to them. They are almost at 1K, so Shirley, but don't call me Shirley. We can get there. Big shout out. There's over 150 people here tapped in, celebrating, soaking in the 3 points with us tonight. Make sure you are hitting that like. We're 11 likes away from 100. It'd be absolutely immense to hit that during the live stream. I see 112 votes, so no reason we can't get there. And 89 likes. What is that? 26 people that don't want to like the video? Very questionable. But hey, we are winning, so you can't bring me down. Right now, the vibe. I asked the question, Kuva, how do you feel about Spurs after today? 41% says, I love them all so much. Because honestly, I was feeling that way. Like, what's a good first answer to choose? Is, I just love them all so much. So very good to see them choosing that as well. 34% says Ainge is the father of you all. Another great, fantastic choice in the poll. And honestly, I'm going to add those 2 percentages up because those are not wrong answers. That is 75% of people saying I love them so much and Ainge is the father of you all. And it's only a matter of time until you see the vision. But Kuva, what I'm telling rivals is by the time you see the vision, it is going to be too late for you. It is going to be too late for your club because we're going to be steamrolling through you. This is just the beginning stages. You're just smelling the grill heating up and they're talking about, oh, they're going to cook something fire. That's just the seasoning, baby. That's just the things are warming up. We haven't even seen the best version of ourselves, Kuva. It is on the way. Honestly, for me, just wow. Feels so good to get a win again. We couldn't go 6 matches winless. Now, I know there was a draw in there, but it was starting to get a little worrisome. And people said, oh, how can you, there's no way you should allow to go down to 6 matches without a win. That's unacceptable for a manager. And questions need to be asked of Ange Postecoglou. Now, there were some Spurs fans I saw that were being hard on Ainge still. You know what I mean? You win 1-0, you win 4-1. Seems like fans are always going to have something negative to say about you. I don't understand why fans are upset when he brings on Oliver Skip. Like, I don't know what you want him to do. Manifest a player out of thin air. It's like, how dare he make a substitution, one of the only substitutions available and at his disposal? How dare he? At this point, I just feel like it's getting tiring. People trying to beat Ange Postecoglou for any reason. For any reason they can find. They're like, oh well, he got it wrong here. We did get the win, yeah, but he did get it wrong here, and he did get it wrong there. To me, it's just like, bro, just enjoy this. You don't have to say you got anything wrong. We're up 3-0, and people upset about Christian Romero stomping on a motherfucker. Hey, stomp, motherfucker! I'm Godzilla. Talk to me nicely. Big up Jerome.
Oh, sorry, go on.
I was just going to read. I got 2 super chats coming here from Jerome. First one says, not just a great win, but a beautiful win. Display of attacking football. He may send another super chat to clarify. Big up Jerome for the 2 super chats, and I appreciate your super chat yesterday, my friend. Again, you didn't answer yesterday. I think you may have super chatted and dipped, but are you the same Jerome? I always see you chatting on the football tears because you do a great job, I think, with your messages, getting them out there, and it really a lot of times coincides with how I'm feeling as far as the instant match reaction, win, lose, or draw. So big up Jerome for, first of all, the financial support. Thank you so much. Also says, I cannot wait for us to be at full force again, getting reinforcements as well. Kuva, people were telling me this morning, I'm worried about Kulusevski getting too comfortable in the middle because when Madison is back, that's his position and it's going to be given to Madison. Is this a problem, Kulusevski flourishing in the middle? No. To me, I think it's a great thing because Kulusevski, one, was not signed under Ange Postecoglou. He's not an Ange Postecoglou winger. He's a good player, a very talented player, a smart player as well. And again, he did dunk on Nathan Ake's head top. Again, the guy who's brought on to replace the $90 million defender. So again, just talk with Kulusevski every single time. Masked Kulusevski season has officially begun, and I love to see it. Do you think it's a problem? Seeing Kulusevski thriving in this position, and
we've already seen quite clearly this season, not just for us, but for a lot of other teams. Well, all teams, there's a need to refresh legs at some point in the game. It really has become more a squad game than ever this season, and if we got more players that can play in different positions and cover each other adequately, like Kulusevski has been for Madison, that is a great thing. It's an extra string to the bow. Do we want Kulusevski just stuck out on the right wing? No, clearly not. I think the fact he can cover these different positions is just good news for us. You might even have a situation where perhaps you want both of them on just behind the striker, Kulusevski and Madison. You know, we are going to be at times where perhaps things haven't gone as well up to plan again. We're chasing a game. We're going to want these kind of players on that can pick a pass, can do something a little bit special. So it's all good. It's all good. I'm far happier seeing that he can do that position as well, rather than just being stuck with this winger that people sort of have doubts about. I think Kulusevski's role in the team when he plays wide right, I think it's kind of underestimated what he does, but I can see why people don't like it. It's not exciting. It doesn't look like a traditional winger sort of approach to the game. He kind of drifts inside to become a number 10 anyway, doesn't he? So might as well start him there, and he's doing well for it. I think perhaps it's good for him to have this run playing in the middle, where the pressure's not on him to beat his man. He can just relax.
One of the problems as well, Kuvo, that we've all talked about in the summer is we don't have a James Madison backup. But I guess when it comes to I guess we'll never know what that's like because we found him. I think we found him, and I think it solidifies going into January what we should do. Because for me, I know that we need to get another winger. We got to get a left winger or a striker and let Son play either or. We have to get another piece to that attack, I think. And then when James Madison comes back, I like Kulusevski as a substitute teacher. Big up Jerome for the orange super chat. The big donation here tonight. Big up Jerome every single time. Dubs in the chat for Jerome. And again, if you do super chat, I will get to it immediately. I will try and run through the chat. Make sure I say hello to everyone. And if I see any comments or questions, I will star them and bring them up at a different point. If you super chat, I'll get to it right away. Obviously, all super chatters, I'll shut you out again at the end of the show. Because obviously, look, just real quick, I know I said this yesterday, but it is holiday time. It's holiday season. And for you to spend any amount of money on this channel, it actually means a lot to me because I, first of all, hope your family, you, and everything involved is taken care of. And the little bit extra, you're spending it over here. So I appreciate that, Jerome. Thank you so much for your, being so generous. Says, I know what you mean, Jacob. We win, but still have criticized Ainge for bringing Skip, and we have a game on Friday. People complain about game management, but when he does, he's still getting slack. And yes, that's me. Big up Jerome every single time. I find it really odd that, and I'm going to go back to it just a little bit here, Jerome. When Ainge does something, I feel like fans are waiting to say that was the wrong choice. You should have done this. And when we lose, sure, that's a little bit of an easier dance to do. But when we win 4-1 and we should have won 6-1, 7-1 maybe, I think to criticize him bringing on Skip should have scored. He was bamboozled. That ball fell to him right in front of the goalkeeper. Great save by the goalkeeper, point blank range. That's a meaty save from a goalkeeper. So I do give him the props, but also, Oliver Skip, you got to do better there. Look, I don't think any Spurs fan at this juncture anymore believes Oliver Skip is going to be some great player. He's a great championship player, player of the year, he's in the team of the year in the championship. But when the next step, we're just not seeing it. Look at Harry Winks. He's thriving at Leicester in the championship. That's the level I'm talking about, that I think he's just not up to par. He will run his socks off, which is something that I think we could be very pleased with and happy about. But at the same time, he's just not good enough in all facets. He doesn't offer enough. That's just my opinion.
For me, he is for Ange what Nabil Bentaleb was for Pochettino. You know he's not going to be good enough in the long run, but he's here at the moment and he will be putting his heart into it and trying to give us a bit of legs in midfield and, doing what he can. So at the moment, we know how short of players we are with injuries and suspensions over the last few weeks. It's starting to improve slowly, but we need all these players to come on and play their part. And even when they're not, we don't think they're very good. I don't think Emerson Royale's very good, but I appreciate when he has come into the team and just at least tried his best. He's played with heart and desire, but he's obviously not a great footballer. I think the same with Skip. I don't think he's the kind of quality we need, unfortunately. I liked his attitude in the past. I do like the fact he's committed when he comes on. He really does try and drive the team forward. I just think he's lacking that sort of those layers of veneer, the layers of polish that the likes of Bentancur have, who's a Rolls Royce type player. Skip's more your sort of little hatchback car that gets you to the shops and back. He's not for showing off in the big stage, is he?
Get him, rev him up, Kuva. Big up, Jerome. Thank you again for that super chat. It means a lot, my friend. And we got another one here from Chris Frank. Big up, Chris Frank. Says, I never do super chats, but you've earned respect from myself and many other Spurs fans in the USA and worldwide. Anything to support you, keep growing. Big up, Chris Frank. It's people like you coming in here, hitting a like, hitting a subscribe. That is absolutely free, the like and the subscribe, but you've gone above and beyond the call of booty here on the channel, and you've hit me with a super chat. Thank you for the blessings. I hope you're living your favorite life, and I hope this win is making you feel do your dance a little bit, because hey, we ain't had a lot of wins lately, and when I get a green dub, it's time for me to enjoy that, honestly. So look, I definitely did enjoy it. Ozan, the reason, big up first and foremost, but the reason I didn't speak too much, bro, I was getting bored talking about Chelsea and United and Arsenal. Wham, 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 wham. I was texting Hassam like, bro, I'm ready to talk about Tottenham. I'm ready to talk about greatness. I'm ready to talk about what success looks like. I'm ready to talk about sensual football. We're talking about Chelsea. I don't give a damn about Chelsea getting diced. I don't give a damn about Manchester United gagging on some cherries. I don't care. I do care a little bit about Arsenal taking a fat L because honestly it does make me feel better. And you know,
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
Oh, I didn't put on the last part.
Yeah, you're right. I clicked it too soon. Where he comes out, he's like, da da da. Yeah. I want to put my face on that at the end to just pop out like da 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 da.
Yes.
Good evening. That's what I want to say to that. Good evening. Absolutely love that video. So that was fun. But big up Ozan. Appreciate you, my friend. Look, I got a few subjects here. We do need to get to before we start talking about.
While we're on the subject of Emery,
oh yeah, good evening.
Wouldn't it be a funny scenario if City had carry on with their lackluster form at the moment, and it becomes a title race with like the likes of Liverpool, Arsenal, of course, at the top? Wouldn't it be funny if Villa came in from nowhere and snatched it from Arsenal? Their ex-manager just taking the league title away from them. That'd be really funny. I mean, obviously,
I love it. I'm here for it. Inject it. As I said, this guy, he looks like if you made him into a cartoon, he looks like every villain in every Pixar or cartoon, like Disney. He just looks like a villain. And I love that he came in here. He's just shaking up the coconut tree. Granted, we were victims of that. He did step on us on the way to climbing up the ladder. But I hope so badly that they just continue. I mean, out of everybody in the top, if it's not Spurs, well, shit, I guess Villa. I'll take Villa winning the league over. And then I guess the next one would be Liverpool. Like, I mean, I'm just saying, like, who I would prefer to see. Just anyone but Arsenal at this rate. But Villa, out of all of them.
Anyone but Arsenal and City for me.
Why City? Why City?
I love the football City play, but I mean, let's face it, they spent so much money getting where they are. And now there's so much controversy surrounding the way they've done it. And I'm sick of them winning everything. It's boring. I mean, if we're not going to win the league this season, I'm not going to... hell, I might as well say. Of course we can win it. No, I don't mean that. It'll be fun. It'll be fun if we were going to push that hard, but I don't think we can. If it's not going to be us, then I would love to see a Villa win it, or Brighton come out of nowhere. That's not going to happen either. And anybody like that, somebody that hasn't been there for a long time. It's good for football when you get a bit of variety and who's winning the trophies. It keeps the dreams alive for all clubs. Then, so I'm good to see them doing well, but the history. I'd say probably that's another one of these clubs, the same as us, that has failed to perform up to their up to the stature of the club for a very long time. You'd have to say the same with Newcastle, the same with the likes of Birmingham, Sunderland. There's a few around there, Leeds as well. Should be doing a lot better. So perhaps it's long overdue. Villa have got a good side now.
Yeah. You know what? I like the shakeup. Anything to break up the monotony, right? I mean, if City win, that's 4 years in a row, if I'm correct. I mean, it gets a little boring, a little repetitive, redundant, so to speak. But Drula says, Carragher tweeted, how much is a Spurs season ticket? For a neutral, Kuva, do you think this was just absolutely fun to watch, regardless of what you want to see happen? These matches are so entertaining, and honestly, that first half was just a lot of fun. I had so much fun that first half, so much fun that second half. I just wanted more and more and more, and that's what I think the play style lends itself to, and that's why I think we were open there for that one goal that they did get. A little Højbjerg mishap, so to speak, as well. Look at that. Hit a like on the video. Little bubble popping up just to remind you. Isn't that sweet? There is obviously something we do have to talk about. Over 160 people here. Make sure you are hitting a like and subscribe if you are new. Kuva, we got to talk about my man. We got to talk about my man Kuyt.
Just quickly about Carragher.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I think first and foremost, most people are fans of football. So it doesn't matter who is playing the really great football. If they are, just appreciate them for what they are, what they're doing. And I think most fans around the country are looking at Spurs and thinking, win, lose or draw, we're entertaining at the moment. I think a lot of fans have been missing that. And I bet there are a lot of fans around that would love to have Ange at their club. I'm talking about Man United especially. Well, we know that from what was it? Forgotten who was on last night. It's gone. Man United fan came on the show.
Staffy, flawless.
Yes, of course, flawless. That was it. I think he said he'd like Ange at the club as well, if I remember right.
That was Kaz. That was Kaz who said, "I hope y'all sack him and then we bring him into United." Okay, yeah.
But that's the general feeling, though, isn't it? You see some football that's really fun to watch. You want it at your own club, don't you?
Yeah.
I think the real test is going to be: do we win things like this? Hopefully, we do. I feel we can.
Look,
can we hang on to Ange long enough?
If he builds enough here and starts winning, do you think that's enough to convince? Like, say we go on a great run, we win a couple things along the way. At the end of his, do you think he's going to allow these big? You make Tottenham a fun, entertaining side, and we win stuff. Someone's going to come calling for you, surely. But don't call me Shirley. Yeah, it's, big up Adekunle. Good to see you back in the house every single time, my friend. I see a question here from Jonathan Camus. I hope I said that right. It says, January move priorities for you guys. For me, I think they've shifted just a little bit because Kulusevski is turning out to be a player in which I didn't expect. Sir, I was unfamiliar with your game, LeBron James. I think we all know what the priorities are. We need a center back that can play on the left side, alternate between Mickey Van de Veen, Ben Davies being our best option off after Van de Veen is not a great drop off. So I'm saying center back and a winger, striker, whichever one Ainge wants to get. I loved Son on the left wing today. That is something I do want to talk about. But I have to get to it. It is a pressing matter. I've seen a few comments talking about Romero, talking about like here we go. So Jay says Romero can't help himself. Love the guy, but boy, really thought he was seeing red again. Kuva, first and foremost, the challenge on Callum Wilson, the little stompity stomp. What do you, as a defender, Kuva? What was your view on it? Was it a red? It was definitely a yellow. I think we can all agree with that. But do you think it was a red? For
me, in the current rules, you could probably see why he might get sent off for it. I don't agree with the current rules. I think there's a lot wrong with a lot of the rules to the game. But I just saw somebody very, very committed going for a tackle, mistiming it, and then the fact that there was a slip involved in the tackle, it just made it a more spectacular looking one. So it was kind of a Hollywood looking.
And when you isolate it, it looks.
Yeah, and I thought, oh my God, he's off. Then when you look back at it, you think, oh, actually, it wasn't that bad. It's one of those rare times where you look at the replay and it kind of looks a lot better than you thought it was.
Yeah.
So it was clumsy. Is it reckless endangerment of the other player? I don't think so. He kept the foot down pretty low. It is a subjective call at the end of the day, and refs looked at it, didn't think it was a sending off, and neither did VAR. So it was looked at properly, and if he's got away with it, he's got away with it.
He was looked at properly. And I love Kuyt Romero after the match posting on Instagram, says, quote, I have no doubt that we are on the right track. Let's keep everything together always. Whatever happens, always together. My vice captain, Kuyt Romero. What a lad. He almost had a goal as well. That header on target, cleared off the line, I think, by Kieran trips over himself. He did clear it off the line.
Yeah.
So he almost got a goal today as well. Look, I think that one mistake, okay, there was 2 challenges where I was like, people are going to get mad at him about that. But to me, I don't get too bothered by it personally because I like the player he is. There was
I said in a WhatsApp group earlier that I'd never take that aggression away from Romero. I think you take away that and the player's gone. As far as I'm concerned, I want to see more of it on the pitch. I'm just old school. I want to see us playing in a way that makes teams fear us, physically dominate them as well as getting inside their head mentally. And I want to see hostility on the pitch. I want to see hostility in the crowd. I want this place, White Hart Lane, to become a really intimidating, nasty place to come. So people draw you in the cup, and no matter who it is, no matter how big the team is, they will collectively go, oh no. That's what I want to see. That level of fear. United used to have it at Old Trafford. Some of that, Liverpool used to have it at Anfield. They've kind of got it back again a bit now, haven't they? But it's just something that I've rarely seen at our club. We had it a little bit under Pochettino. The last season at the old, our proper White Hart Lane, we went unbeaten at home. It was really good. We'd got in the swing of things. I want to see more of that in this really intimidating atmosphere. Sometimes it takes a little bit for our crowd to get going. It's like that so-called wall of noise isn't quite working at the beginning of some games, but when it is, a fearsome weapon to have. Nobody's going to forget that the North London derby against Arsenal when we'd beat them to the Champions League places and beat them in that home game in the evening. And it was just absolutely unbelievable noise levels. It would be so great to have that as like a norm. That's probably expected a bit too much, but it's along those lines. I often see teams in Europe, the likes of Galatasaray and Fenerbahce and things like that, some of the Turkish clubs, and they'll have the drummer in the crowd at the start of the game. They'll have a bloke come out onto the middle of the pitch before it starts, flares all over the place, waving the flag, really get the crowd up for it. They're spraying really hostile messages everywhere, like "Welcome to hell" and things like that. I love that kind of intimidation. It's kind of fun. It's not for everybody, but for me, I just absolutely love it.
I love it too. I saw this photo and I just kind of love it because it epitomizes my mood here, Kuva. So if you just allow me, I'd like to point everyone's attention to the screen. This is my club. This is my keeper. This is what we do to treble winners. We got them doing yoga poses on the sidelines. Come on now. Look, talk to me nicely every single time. Big up Wayne Holland. Says, hey, Jacob and Kuva, subscribe, mate. Cowboys versus Eagles will be good. Big up Lauren. Evening, lad. Sorry, Jacob. Had to take the pup for a walk. Love how big your channel is growing. Big up, Lauren. Thank you for being a part of it and helping me to grow in that sense. Rick C, I kind of agree here. Says, credit to the Rev for not just giving a red because it is Kuyt Romero. Now, I was trying to scroll through some Twitter stuff just because I was like trying to find a still image of the tackle to make it look so dramatic, you know? Because that's what people love to do, right? Pull up a still image. But a lot of people say it was dumb. Zapur says it was a dumb challenge for me, unfortunately. Fair enough. Hey, it wasn't great, but it wasn't a red, in my opinion. Talk shit, get stamped.
I think you're always going to look at the other side of it as well. Remember, was it last season or was it a season before? I think it was last season when we played Leicester and we beat them 6-2 at home. With the crazy game, Sonny hat-trick when he came on as a sub. And there was one point where Romero stepped up and he did this crunching challenge on, was it Swinchu or something like that? It was one of the Leicester defenders anyway. But he absolutely went through him. It was a ferocious tackle, but it did set up the attack and we scored from it. And that's what you can bring to the team. If you get your timing right and you are so preemptive with your tackling, you have caught the opposition out. It takes players out of the game because they're currently going one way and you've instantly started the ball going the other way. They've got to turn around and start chasing back to their own goal. This is why I don't want to take this out of Romero's game. I think it suits Ange's, the way Ange wants to play football perfectly. He would have suited very well to the way Pochettino likes to play as well. Very aggressive in the half.
Look at this guy. Dickhead, with a lot of you. A good evening. Thank you for being here. A good evening.
Bit of salt going on there as well.
Good evening. And for the salt, I did pull up this photo. Christian Romero on Instagram did post a photo of him holding the Player of the Match trophy there in the locker room. Whether you believe he got Player of the Match or not is irrespective of the point. He's here with the award. What a beautiful sight it is to see. Let's see what pick up the Arsenal. This guy, yeah. You couldn't take away his aggression even if you wanted to. There was a question that they threw to Ainge earlier in the week, Kuva, was, have you discussed with Romero his aggression and his decision-making? And that he's like, why would I do that? Why would I try and talk this man out of what makes him so great? I just think he is a part of a system in which you have to have a guy who's a little fucking hot-headed, a little bit. But at full time, who was separating everyone from a fight? It was Christian Romero.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Yeah,
I have a video of it, but I don't want to get copyrighted. But I do have video proof, evidence of Christian Romero separating. Yeah, because Vicario was in his face. He's pushing Porro. He's pushing Vicario. He's separating everybody. Honestly, love to see that at full time. We get the win, but it's still fuck you. You know what I mean? We get the win. You got something to say? That's my new. I'm saving this, and this is gonna be my response to everybody saying any fucking thing. Hold that.
That's more a New Zealand Maori thing than an Aussie thing, isn't it? Surely.
Yeah, Big Ainge will get sacked in April, they said. And TJ Fraudulent TV as well. He tried to be like, I don't see Ainge Postecoglou being there beyond March. Yes. My name's TJ. I'm so astute of an Arsenal fan. Ainge Postecoglou will not be there by the time March rolls around. It was March or May. Either way, he's a fucking waffler. All right? To the highest degree.
Big up TJ. I like TJ. But,
make sure you are subscribed to TJ Warren TV. But he's a waffler to the highest degree.
Of course he is. At the end of the day, he's gone through a lot of salt in the last few seasons, hasn't he?
Get in. See, Toxic Headshot is in the fucking club. All right, Toxic, you are in the club. This is my center back. He is my vice captain. Kuyt, can't you see? Sometimes your tacticals hypnotize me. Shout out Notorious B.I.G. for some great lines. But honestly, every time I see Kuyt play, I just think of the song. Kuyt, can't you see? Sometimes your words just hypnotize me. I love me some Kuyt. Big up Toxic. You're absolutely in the club.
We'll have to bring up a few more of those pictures again soon, won't you?
I mean, only if I have to, which, hey... Yeah. This is how I'm looking at Kuyt Romero stomp on Callum Wilson. I know y'all say it's a stupid challenge, but this is how I feel about it. It don't matter what you think.
These are the kind of things, if you wake up in the morning, look into the mirror and you see that, you're doing the two fingers. It's like, yeah.
This guy is my guy. I love him so much. He almost had a goal. Look, Christian Romero has more goals than Gabriel Jesus. Christian Romero has more goals than Gabriel Martinelli. But I'm not supposed to celebrate him, apparently. Just only got them 3 goals, the poor bastard. I like this from Nick De La Torre. Let Romero be Romero. Someone has to be Mr. Chingon. I know. Chingon. Someone has to be hijo de puta in the fucking team. They have to be that guy. Ray Chrisley says, love the tempo today. We were able to keep the pressure up till the end. Kuva, talk to me. I brought up the fact of, Ainge Postecoglou making these substitutions. And I was on, when I was doing the pre-match show, a lot of people were upset Giovanni Lo Celso got dropped. And to me, I was okay with it, because what was the fucking complaint that everyone had about Ainge last week? Oh, he subbed Lo Celso, our most creative player, for Skip, an uncreative player. And I said, look at the bench. What creative player is he going to bring on in that juncture? There's not one. But now what he did by rotating the squad like this, he created a solution to a problem. Now we have a creative player we could bring off the bench. Was he great today? No. But we now have that. Should we be in a point where we're like, oh, we need some guy to do these interlinking passes and really connect the midfield to the attack? And then maybe he could do that, because he did do it for 2 out of 3 of the matches he did start. But what my point was about Giovanni Lo Celso not starting is every match he started, we did not win. So in order to get a win and change things, you have to do what? Change things. And that's what he did. He tweaked. Yeah. People always say he's naive and stubborn. He gets stuck into his philosophy and won't see any other way out of it. I say LOL to that, because you were just factually mistaken. But we move.
Yeah, I mean, Ange ball isn't a system. It's not a rigid formation. It's all about how the players apply themselves. So it's that first instinct of attacking. How can I get the ball forward as quickly and accurately as I can? And
hey, big up to New Zealand.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
called I don't know how to pronounce it, so sorry if I butcher it. It's called a pukana. It is Maori kuva. Much love from New Zealand. Big shout out all the way to New Zealand. Good morning, everyone out there in the New Zealand, Australia areas.
The Brits will be used to it because of the rugby. We often play New Zealand, and they do the haka, and it's
the haka. Yeah. And where I grew up in Dallas, in North Dallas, there's a high school. It's Trinity High School, and they won state championship in American football year after year after year. And it was because they had this huge Tongan presence, and they did the haka before every match, and it was like a staple of their thing. And it was like, so that's my exposure to it. Big up Philly from NYC. Says that's because he got the armband after Sonny was subbed out. He had to, quote, act like a captain. Do you think he acts more or less like a captain if that armband is on? I think in the moment he just knew, hey, we got the dub. I can chill. You know what I mean? Turn the oven off when you're done cooking, right?
Yeah, I mean, when the player like Romero does get sent off or picks up a booking, and he knows he's gone wrong there, so he's going to think about these things, and sometimes he's going to control himself, and other times he won't. He's fiery, so he's going to be sent off more times in his career. He's going to pick up bookings. That is the nature of the beast, and he is a beast. But when he's calmed down, when he knows to just ease back on the aggression, do the sensible things, he can do that too. Let's not forget, until that sending off this season, he had been fantastic, controlled with everything.
Everyone was turning their tone on him, yeah. And then as soon as he gets a red, Spurs fans, rival fans, everyone, there he is, the criminal, the dirtiest player in the league. Everyone's just waiting. Just like with Spurs, when we got that first loss, everyone's just waiting. They've been waiting so long to just be like,
There's Matty Cash out there who his career is to injure other players. And yet Romero gets all the hate. It's not right.
Do you know if Romero's on 4 yellows? Matty Cash is a fucking criminal. Do you know if Christian Romero's on 4 yellows?
I would expect he is. He does tend to pick them up, doesn't he?
Nah. Let me see how many yellows he's got. Kuyt beast. I love him so much. I don't know why everybody be hating, man. I don't know why everybody be hating on this man. Let's see. Where is it? Defending. Nope. Cards. He has 4 yellow cards. Yes. He has 4 yellow cards. And it resets at game 18, right? So we need Kuyt to not get a yellow for... Yikes. 3 games? No, 2 games. We just need Kuyt to just play clean for 2 games. And we won't get that suspension. Look, Sahar brings up a good point. The next thing I did want to talk about with you, Kuva. Everyone said going into this match, Richarlison has never scored a goal for Tottenham Hotspur with his feet. And he got 2 of them today. Could have had 3. First of all, what do you make of Richarlison? What do you make of his performance today? For me, Kuva, I thought this was the best game I've ever seen him play in a Tottenham shirt. And I don't think that's a huge stretch, because I thought in attack, he was there in and around the areas. Yes, he could have finished more. Yes, he could have been better. But as far as the work rate, the attitude, the defensive tracking back. I mean, at one point I saw him fucking in Kuyt Romero's area winning the ball back for us. And his first goal, the build up to it, Richarlison won the ball back. We started building it up, and then it ends up his first goal, I think it was. It started with him. I remember one of our goals, either it was the Udogi goal or his first goal. It started with Richarlison sliding in and winning that ball. So, what's your opinion? Where are you at?
It was an all-round aggressive, controlled performance from him. And at the end of the day, he did what you're supposed to do if you're going to be a striker. Get the ball in the net. And he did it a couple of times. Great to see. He was taking up good positions. I think it's the trouble a lot of the time. He has got himself in a really good position and then missed the chance. This time, just get in there. They're right in that 6-yard box. Just get on the end of it. It looks easy then. And you could see his confidence growing. I think if you could pick a player you needed to score a couple of goals just to give them a big boost, it had to be Richarlison. I think I feel a bit ashamed because I've been trying to big him up all the last season, saying, come on, he just needs a chance, trying to find ways to justify him being in the team with his work rate and his attitude and his covering players and his pressing. And at the end of the day, I thought he's just not scoring the goals. He's not worth it. I'd given up on him when I'd actually thought a few weeks ago, you know what, he's due to score a couple of goals with his feet, isn't he? Because he just hasn't managed it. But I'd given up on him, and I'd even said a negative thing about him before the game today. And he came in and proved me wrong, and I was so pleased for him at that point. I felt a bit sheepish with what I'd said about him. But it's no good just doing it in one game. He needs to keep it going. This has to be a regular thing. He needs to contribute in most games. As a striker, if he's getting a goal every 3 games, that's pretty reasonable. He doesn't have to be, the next Lewandowski or anything like that, or Harry Kane. It just needs to be a Richarlison that's been Richarlison all of his career. He's not a lethal goal scorer. He's just somebody that will get in there, get his head on the end of things, cause a nuisance to the opposition, cause a bit of chaos. Sometimes it's like he doesn't know what's going to happen, neither do his teammates, and that sure as hell the opposition don't. And sometimes you need to mix it up a bit. I don't think he's a great player, but he can play his part, and he did today.
Yeah, I agree. I think he did play his part. Philly says, Jacob, we're not hating on Romero, just that challenge was totally unnecessary.
No, I think it was totally necessary.
I agree. That dude was talking shit. Get your ass stomped on, son.
I wish the opposition player had done somersaults and landed in a heap.
Big up everybody in the house. Keep on hitting those likes. Still over 150, y'all. While we're on the topic of Richarlison, I have a quote here from Ange Postecoglou. Says, let me hide this comment. Says, quote, Richie was important to us at the start of the year too, but he wasn't fully fit. I think you could tell he was kind of restricted with his movements. At times, we had to play him out wide just to get him through games. Jesus Christ. Since he's come back, it's fair to say he feels a lot better physically, and I think that's helped him mentally as well. Great for him to get 2 goals, but it wasn't just his goals. It was his general work rate, energy, and physicality. Look, here's the thing. Ange Postecoglou always hits the nail right on the money, right on the head, right where I like to see it. And honestly, when it comes to Richarlison, do I think he's a great player yet because of 2 goals? No. But damn it, it was still his best game in a Tottenham Hotspur shirt as far as I'm concerned. He got the brace, could have had the hat trick. I think he was gassed at the end. That's why he got subbed off. People were saying, "Oh, you should have left him in, let him get his hat trick." No, let him rest that pubis, my friend. You've been fucking you've been fucking Newcastle too hard. Rest your pubis, my friend. I almost said Aston Villa just because I guess they're still on my mind. Good evening. Spurs Talk Show says Romero is a liability at times. No, he's an enforcer. That's what he is. You may call an enforcer a liability. Yeah, if the cops come, he's a liability. But if they don't, everything's good. Look, I love me some Romero. I hope he continues to do that. I'm a big up Sean every single time. Yes, Minchi, rest your pubis, Richarlison, because you have been putting it to work, my friend. We also got... All right, I still want to talk about Richarlison for a second. But I was going to talk about the fact that we did get awarded our first penalty of the year, Kuva. 16 matches in, and we finally got our first penalty awarded. First of all, how does that make you feel?
Yeah, well, great. I mean, things were happening, weren't they? It was just an all-round good feeling, good vibes today from kick-off till the final whistle. Interesting, though, we get our first penalty, and it comes from Sonny basically miscontrolling it a little bit. His first touch was awful, and it kind of made the keeper make a bit of a rash choice because he thought he could make it there. And Sonny just played it clever, made sure he got himself his legs taken away. Clear penalty, can't argue with it. So, although it was a mistake, Sonny made the most of that mistake. So, well played.
Yeah,
just happy to get one. It just means there's we can put aside this conspiracy theory type level of we never get penalties. Few more would be nice. We've got rid of our penalty master, so long live the next penalty master, which is Sonny. Nice penalty as well.
Yeah, he took it very well. I loved his quote after the match. He said, should we call Harry back so he could take our penalties? Love that one. A little cheeky.
Who?
Harry who? I ain't heard of him. Yes, Adam Phillip, his pubic region has the all clear. He's good to go. Big up El Tel Cocarel. See you later, Tommy, you weirdo. Anyway, look, Richarlison for me, there was some of moments where I was like, bro's not going to try that pass. And then he did, and it was successful. I just thought, in all the other facets, even, the main one we've always critiqued him on, which was finishing. He did finish, not all of them, but most of his chances. And his passing, I thought, was much improved. And I guess this quote would allude to the same thing that I'm saying, which is he just was running better. He looked more free in his movements. Yeah. He looked more up for it. Like his press before, whenever he was starting at the striker or the left wing, didn't look the same way it looked today. I thought his press was immense. I think it is a physicality thing and then playing into his mentals personally.
It makes you wonder about, previous seasons or even previous games this season when a player's not performing as we think they might be or should be. And I'm thinking players like Sonny, for example, and like people were getting on his back last season, and then there's talk of, he's playing with an injury. For this is a really good way of highlighting what actually happens at the club at times, where you're having to play a player and even move his position slightly to protect him because he is carrying that injury. So this is reality. Sometimes the players are carrying knocks, and you can expect a dip in performance when that's happening because nobody can play to the best of their ability when they're injured. So I think a lot of respect to him for actually carrying on through that period, especially with the amount of stick he was taking on top of it. Really happy to see him get a couple of goals. Like I said before, this man doesn't have to be a Ronaldo. He doesn't have to be a Messi. Just be the best Richarlison you can be. That's okay. We can use that. And I think a little bit more confidence now. He's got a couple of goals. It's going to do him the world of good. But as Ange said, and we're all talking about, it was his all-round game was really good. He gave so much for the team. Made a real handful of himself for Newcastle. And some of those aggressive tackles led to goals. So well played, sir. Well played.
I absolutely love to see it. There's something here that I did want to talk about as in regards to Son as well. He broke a record, Kuva. Or not broke a record. He's on the record of some kind. And I have it here. Oh, there's Kieran Trippier. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Love to see that. Where was it? This Callum Wilson thing's absolutely hilarious. It was about Son that now he is like one of the only people. I'm not doing it just here. Here it is. Stand by. Only 7 players have scored 10 plus goals in 8 successive Premier League seasons. So only 7 players, again, have scored 10 plus goals in 8 successive Premier League. Let me just mention some of these names that he is now joining, okay, Kuva? And let's just see if you know any of them. Stop me if you say, I have not heard of that bloke. Wayne Rooney, Frank Lampard. Frank Lampard?
No, never heard of either.
Sergio Aguero.
No, not heard of him.
Harry Kane.
Oh, is that German lad, isn't he? Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah, he's a big schnitzel eater. That's what I heard.
That's right.
Some guy named Terry Henry.
Oh, Terry. Yeah.
Yeah, old Terry Henry.
Heard the name mentioned somewhere.
Heard it once, but that was just about it.
No,
Sadio Mane. And now
doesn't ring a bell. No.
Sadio Manu.
No, not getting it. No.
What about Son Heung-min?
Oh, yeah, what a player.
The
That's
yeah. And they told me he was done, Kuva. They told me he was done. They told me Son was done. They said he can't play on the left. He lost this bit of his pace. I sent video evidence of why he hasn't lost his pace. No, we don't look at that. Today, I thought this was an example in which all the things that you've been saying about Son, it's time to hold that. It's time to speak with some respect on my man's name. Bro.
That is a list of legends in the Premier League.
This is a Premier League. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This guy. Yes, he's Philly. I don't see Mohamed Salah on that list either.
True.
I'm not just saying.
How long's Salah been at Liverpool now?
Long enough to do this if he tried hard enough.
If he was good enough, he'd be on there, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Sonny.
I don't care. I don't care if he's only been there 6 or 7 years. It's fine. He should have got 8 seasons worth of goals, shouldn't he?
Ryan Gloria says 5 years.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So that's why he's probably not on that list.
It's kind of difficult to be on a list of 8 seasons when you've only been ever 5. But that
just sounds better. It sounds better before that.
Hiding behind lack of years. God, what a poor player. Yeah.
I like that. I like it more when it was like he's not on the list either. How about that? That's kind of fun. But I think he is on. I think he is already in double digits for 5 consecutive years. So he's trying to reach Heung-min Son levels, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Maybe in a few years, Son. Maybe in a few years you'll be at that level is what I'll say to that as well.
Wait a minute. Alan Shearer isn't on that list.
No.
Surely he must be. Unless, of course, perhaps he did have some long injury layoffs. Perhaps that's what's.
Yeah, that might be. Yeah. Scottham shows how great Kane was. I don't know what that means. Big up Bob Down Under says, I think Ainge is sorting the wheat from the chaff. Current works in progress. Johnson, Davies, Lo Celso, and Richie. Big up Bob Down Under. Good to see you here every single time. Exactly, Spurs Kings. They're all making excuses for Salah. Yeah, he was in the Premier League because he was in Chelsea before that. So why didn't he get it then, huh? If you're so good, so talented. My man came to the Premier League, started scoring. I don't know about yours, but that's just my winger.
They just sent him out on loan at the time, didn't they?
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. Big up Still Call. Son and Poro was amazing today. Taka's here showing some love, upset with the Salah. Says United Fraud of America. Skolex says United Fraud of America. All right, that's 2 of them. I'm thinking someone may have just sent people over. Yep, it was Staffy. And he probably told them to say, go over there, call Jacob a fraud. Well, big up Staffy TV. Big up for the raid, my friend. Thank you so much. Jacob the Fraud. Love to see it. United Fraud of America. Here we go. They're all coming in. Hey, I can't help it if I speak factual information. Y'all don't like it. My fault. All right.
I love all this sort of banter, though. It's just fun, isn't it?
Yeah, some of us are allergic to cherries. Some of us can eat cherry-flavored things. Beating Bournemouth ain't for everybody, is what I would say as well. But big up Staffy every single time. Big up to yourself. United Fraud of Texas. Here we go. Big up, Staffy. Appreciate the redirect, my friend. Make sure you hit the like if you are on over here from Staffy TV. Over 200 of y'all in the house tapped in with us now. And what a beautiful time it is. Mardini says we like cherries. Yeah, we like them cherries over here. We take care of our cherries when they're served for dinner. I'll put it that way. We don't get taken advantage of by the cherries. We don't, for lack of better phrase, gag on the cherries. We don't do that, is what I would say. Spoopy, Richarlison Purple Patch incoming. He's going to get 4 goals. Do you think that Richarlison can build on this, what we saw him do today, and actually give us something this season that's worth the amount of money we paid for him?
Honestly, I don't know. It looks, based on today, it looks like he's a much improved player now he's got fitness. So he's shown he can get in the box. He's shown he can finish from short range. If we're creating chances for him, why not? Maybe he can. I'm happier after today with him than I was before, that's for sure. So who knows? It's not impossible. Depends what you mean by, the purple patch with 4 goals. 4 goals in 2 games, I'd say that's too much to ask. 4 goals in the next 7 or 8? Yeah, why not? Maybe he can.
Yeah, why not?
But you're forgetting, of course, though, that Sonny's going to be back to his best and smashing 7 or 8 in the next 5 games, isn't he?
You talk to me nice. We got Nottingham Forest on Friday, Kuva, and I really think with the form that we're on, bro. Okay, maybe this is just because it's still game day and we got the dub, and I'm feeling great, feeling too great to be brought down to reality. I'm going to say it this way: West Ham. Am I too much in thinking a 4-0, 5-0 on the books?
I think it's a harder game than that. Forest at home are decent. They're tough when they play.
Battle of the Hams, Battle of the Hams.
It's
Tottenham,
what's
Nottingham. Let's get it done.
Their home form is what's kept them in the Premier League. It's not an easy one.
Did I say an Ayo moment? Everyone said pause and Ayo. I don't remember an Ayo moment. What did I say? Big up. Make sure you are liking and subscribing. Big shout out to the over 200 of y'all here on the channel. Exactly, Jay Murray. I'm just allergic to talking bullshit. That's all I do is speak truth. Big up Hamza's Treat. It says big up Jacob, my Lebanese brother. Big up. Appreciate that. Let me see here. Got a couple more things I want to talk about. And then obviously, y'all in the chat, it is now time. Oh, gagging on the cherry. That's the Ayo. Because I told some of us gag on cherries. Yeah. But not us. Don't worry. When it comes to Bournemouth, we'll never gag on those cherries. That's only Staffy and Manchester United. But I guess I shouldn't have brought it back up since everyone was already like Ayo. But apologies. That was a little bit of an
To be absolutely fair, Bournemouth are playing pretty well at the moment. I think they're very underrated, but Man United were terrible though. That looked like a manager about to be sacked. It really did.
I don't know what this is. What is this? What is this? It's Pochettino running and oh wow. Wasn't that sweet? That's kind of fun. There's 30 more seconds of this. I think it's just him running, just dropping point. I don't know what this is, but I love it. Pochettino's a fraud. He's getting fatter every time that they show him. What is this? This is pretty great. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, it's starting to look like me.
No, not you, Kuva. You don't look like that. That is, oh my goodness. Yo, what is this? I don't know. I just found it on Twitter and I'm like, what the hell is this? Yeah, so Spurs King is like Ayo or pause if it's like slightly suspect, I think is what it is. Look at that. What is this? This is so silly. Oh my goodness. Hang on, let me, before I was trying to pull something up and I saw that. I was like, what the hell is this? Let me show you what that is. So, damn it,
it's so strange though at Chelsea. I think if they gave him time, he would pull that team around. But they're in a real mess. They've got too much inexperience in a lot of players. They need to, they need firing. And they've still got that problem with a striker at the moment, haven't they? It's with the main man and Cuckoo out. It's going to make a big difference when he comes back. But I don't really see what else they can do other than stick with a manager, because it's a team that needs to find its own sense of identity at the moment. They're doing a little bit of some things, a little bit of others, and putting it all together. I don't think it's this easy job that somebody's going to, put together overnight. I think anybody's going to struggle at the current circumstances at that club. But then again, it's their problem, so who cares?
Yeah, fuck them. Not my problem. Wait, hang on. Look, I saw this as well. I want to make sure I give plaudits to my man Heung-min Son. He is now officially in the Premier League era Tottenham Hotspur's #1 assist maker, by the way. He passed Christian Eriksen officially, now has 83 assists. He has over 100 goals. And if he somehow in this year, next year, can get, 17 more assists, if he could just get 1 assist the rest of the year, and maybe on one of those get 2, 100 assists, 100 goals. When are we going to start having this fucking talk that, hey, Heung-min Son deserves to be put up on the list as far as club legends go? How many people score 100 and assist 100? I don't know. I don't know many.
Yeah, I remember quite often one of the conversations we'd like to have with Savas was what's a world-class player? And it depends on your own definition, doesn't it? So I think this is one of the ones where Sonny's either easily in somebody's idea of world-class, but for other people, he doesn't quite make the grade. And it depends how you want to define things. So for me, all we've got to just acknowledge is definitely he has been great for us. Absolutely great for us. Loving the bits as well. Is there anything better at this club than when Sonny scores a goal as a winner or something? You just see the beaming smile on his face. It just makes you feel really warm inside. It's like he puts that. It's like the spirit of the club when things are going right. Sonny's smiling. This club's rocking. Always has been. Yeah. Long may it last. Long may it last. He's starting to age a bit now, but that's a worry. He won't be around forever. Let's enjoy him while he is here, though.
I just want you to see something real quick.
Always know there's something good coming up when you're taking your time like this. Oh, yeah.
Just look at that. They both have their feet on the ball.
And he's gone.
And this boy, he had Trippier looking like Højbjerg last week in the box versus West Ham. He said, skadoosh. And there he goes. I heard Trippier was the best right back in the league. But this is how he getting done. Oh. Bro's just kicking.
And also, Sonny generally throughout the game, all this pace that he's lost apparently looked pretty damn fast to me today. When he was picking the ball up on the halfway line and he got his motor going, he was going forward at a rate of knots. I think all round great performance. You know what? I'm going to change my mind. I said I'd probably with this conversation later, wasn't it? Who was the man of the matches?
We will be getting that in just a second. So y'all in the chat, I will be looking out for it. Tell me who gets, for Tottenham Hotspur's match versus Newcastle, who gets man of the match and BDE award of the match. Those are the 2 awards that we hand out here on United Spurs of America. If you are new, those are 2 awards. Obviously, man of the match speaks for itself. You're allowed to give runner-ups, honorable mentions. But at the end of the day, I want to know who is the MOTM and the BDE of the match. And Min Chi, we've officially changed his name. It's not Kieran Trippier anymore. It's Kieran Trips Over Him Damn Self now. So shout out Kieran Trips Over Him Damn Self. I heard he was the best right back in the league. I would say Emerson Royale doesn't even get put in moves like this. When has Emerson Royale stumbled over his own feet?
I could probably pull up a few instances of it.
It's better when you don't do that, Kuva. When you just don't
Yeah,
speak the
we'll
truth
ignore
right
that.
now.
But yeah,
Don't speak the truth.
I've still got a lot of time for Trippier. He was great for us. He's just a quality footballer. I like his attacking instinct, but it's also funny to see when he's on the opposition that he gets skinned.
It's great to see. Hey, he's their captain. He's their vice captain. So hold that, Kieran, is what I would say as well. Ellie, just for you, this is the mood tonight. Oh, yeah. Love that photo. Big up, Ellie, for that. I see y'all getting in your man of the matches and your BDEs. Let's run through some of them. But Kuva, as is customary, tell yours. Chat, this is your chance to get yours on the screen. I'll read it out. We'll talk about it. And then we'll see who just got the most votes. Speaking of votes, let me check in on the poll. We are on an hour and a half officially. Well, in about 90 seconds, we will be on an hour and a half. 163 votes, 159 likes. That is only 4 people that voted and did not hit a like. So that's actually a very great ratio. We're moving like Richarlison's ratio today for shots and goals, baby. But also 46% says I love them all so much, and 30% says Ainge is the father of you all. 6% says I hate Spurs. Oh, they're so jammy and they're so lucky. And 18% says we have turned it around at last. So Kuva, this is the one of my favorite times of the show. I get to hear why and who is your man of the match and your BDE of the match and why.
Right, start off with BDE of the match. I'm going to go for Richarlison because he has taken all that stick, all that he's had, all that bad form, bad publicity. People, even I've given up on him, and I've been trying to, make a case for him in some form or another for the last, season and a half. But I really did think he was done at the club. But he came back today, looked like a traditional old school type striker, put himself about, bit of physicals about him, chased the ball down, exceptional at pressing the opposition. And at the end of the day, he did get in the box where it counted and got on the end of those. The goals were put on the plate for him, but he still was there to gobble them up. And I think under the circumstances...
Hey, goals, real quick, I just want to pause you there, and I want to hear you finish. But you said the goals were put on a plate. That doesn't mean the Golden Boot winner of last year is going to score, even though he's got a goal on a plate. What did he do? Not what Richarlison did. Richarlison took those opportunities and got goals. Erling Haaland took his opportunities and gave souvenirs to the crowd. So just wanted to caveat that in regards... Kuva to Richarlison, because yes, you can put it on a plate, but you still have to finish it, right? You still have to put that ball in the back of the net. Erling Haaland was unable to do it when he was served with a dinner plate, but guess who did today? Richarlison. But go ahead.
So for me, Richarlison, BDE, just for sheer character, sheer guts, determination, and coming up with some goods when he's been written off by so many people. I still don't think he's the greatest footballer on earth. He's not performed put too well for us over the course of time, but got to say today, kudos to him. He turned up. We needed him to score some goals. He did. Can't ask for more than that for a forward. Man of the match, though, I must admit I was swaying towards Kulusevski. I thought I haven't actually looked at the stats, but my feeling was he was creating more chances than anybody else on the pitch. It felt like Newcastle couldn't get near him. When they tried to get near him, they'd just bounce off him or he'd just dribble past players. He got all the space and time in the world all the time, and it felt like he was just picking passes for fun. I thought he had an absolutely outstanding game there. I really did.
Real quick, I'm going to pause you for a second, casually, before you hit us with the butt, because I know the butt's going to be too much truth. That I'm going to pause you for a second. Let's stop the truth for 1 second. Say big up to Casually FC. Just hit us with the raid as well. Big up Casually FC. Thank you so much for being here tonight and hitting us with the raid. Some Chelsea fans coming on over to say hello. And this is where I wish I had the clip of that Chelsea song. I'm going to get it. I'm actually going to get that. I'm going to ask Staffy to please send it to me right now. But continue. Oh, real quick. For those of you who just came on over from Casually FC, this is the part of the show on United Spurs of America where we give out awards. When we get dubs, you get to see the victory kangaroo. Yes, that is right. He hasn't gone far. He is here. You get to see the victory kangaroo when we win. And we also do man of the match and BDE of the match. So that's what we're in the middle of. And Kuva, your BDE of the match was Richarlison.
It was.
So, sorry, but go ahead and continue, my friend.
Yeah, anyway, I was swaying towards Kulusevski. I think he just had an outstanding game. He was constantly creating things. I've got to look at the stats, actually. I'm sure, for me, it felt like he had created more than anybody else had, which was great stuff, but there were so many around him doing well. Porro had an outstanding game as well. I think Doggy, he came through with a goal that I think's given him a lot of confidence after the high-profile mistake in the last match. There was some good stuff on. Brennan Johnson had his best game for us so far, I felt. Still a little bit of work to be done, but it was really promising. I think Newcastle were having a bit of a panic every time he got the ball. He's just got that much raw pace. But man of the match for me, I've kind of changed my mind. It's got to be our captain, Sonny. He was everywhere. He was creating the chances. He took a great penalty. He was always getting in and about where he's supposed to be, even when he drifts out to wide positions. It just looked the complete player. And on top of it, he's also taken on board the captaincy. He's leading by example. People have said, commenting about how he's so good verbally now as well. But let's forget the verbal side of it. First and foremost, lead by example. You play well. You inspire those around you. He was doing all of that. He works his socks off. And the determination on his face when you see him pick up the ball on the halfway line, his head goes down slightly and he just goes forward like a freight train. And it's great to watch. He was doing everything. He was a driving force behind everything up the top end of the pitch. I think the hits between him and Kulusevski, we were always going to create stuff. And I think looking back at it now, I'm going for Sonny. It's got to be. I think he was just captain fantastic today. Ice cool when he needed to be with a penalty. Led the team. Bit of everything. A couple of assists. Could have been more. Perhaps he could have got on the score sheet other than just the penalty as well. What a player. Just love the bloke. And just the comparison between him this season and him last season, it's night and day. This is why you don't give up on players when they've got raw talent that's at such a high level. Sonny's a magical little player for us, and a lot of teams around the world would have loved to have had him. Let's just appreciate him for what he is, and he had a great game.
I love it. And just because, I'm in the mood to pull up a photo, this is a very lovely photo of Son that I have. The smiling assassin.
Absolutely.
He'll break your heart and break your girlfriend's back all in one day's work. What a guy. Real quick, before I go to the chats, man of the matches and BDEs, Dunkelsdork, how you doing? I saw you over there on a few channels that I was on. Well, actually, I was on just the one. I was on Hassam's channel before the show. Says, Son talked about Richie looking better after the surgery. I really hope this will be a breakthrough for him. I'm very reserved, though. I've often said Richarlison's either the most unlucky footballer or he just isn't that good. Today, he was not unlucky. I'll put it that way. He had a lot of opportunities right in front of net, and guess what? He took them. And at the end of the day, when you gripe about a person and his output, how am I going to gripe about him when his output was actually good today? He got 2 assists, was working his butt off, and I absolutely love to see it. I think it was his best match in a Tottenham Hotspur shirt. 100% I have to say that. So big up Dunkelsdork for that super chat as well. Big up, appreciate you. Again, everyone who super chatted, I will give you a special shout out at the end of the show as well. But without further ado, let me see what y'all are saying in the chat as far as man of the match in BDE. Wow, the chat is absolutely flying. Adam Phillip, what's BDE? Who brought that big deck energy? Who brought that thing? Who flung it around all over the pitch for 90 minutes? Sometimes it's Ainge. Sometimes, typically, this was also, we're going to rename it on the show. Michael and I, we were going to rename it to the Christian Romero Award, because in Christian Romero's first season, it was like every match we were just giving it to Kuyt over and over and over. But hey, that is what it is.
That's another one. Could have been a contender for BDE as well. I think Sarr. I thought he had an outstanding game. He was everything that we were lacking from Lo Celso in the last game. Lo Celso's a quality player. He's got definite skills, but Sarr has this unbelievable athleticism and engine. He's box to box all game long, the first minutes of the last, and he's always there. Even if he's not directly involved in something, he's very much a part of the attacking threat. He's very much a part of the defensive containment. He's just everywhere. I think he's one of our more important players, and he's one of our most underrated. I think when we get the likes of Bentancur and Maddison back, we got a pretty strong-looking midfield there. Sarr's very much a part of it. He's worth his place. There we go. That was another alternative for BDE. But I'm sticking with Richarlison. He needs it. Bit of love for Richarlison.
Give some love to Richie. Big up Drula says Pedro Porro, man of the match. All right, like that one. He was very outstanding. I mean, I think on SofaScore he was not the highest rated player, but for not having did he have an assist? Okay, he did have one assist. I was like, did he have one or two assists? Because he's rated an 8.5 on SofaScore, which is very, very high. So very good shout here, Drula, for Pedro Porro. Spurs got Pedro Porro as man of the match. BDE Udogi, a big shout out to Udogi for that first goal. Jason Bell's got man of the match and BDE for Pedro Porro. Absolutely outstanding fashion. He was winning ball back in the middle of the park, and I was like, wait, who was that? Oh shit, that was Pedro Porro. So very good to see. Scott M says man of the match. Son, only one option. Nobody did anything. For BDE, I will give it to Newcastle's schedule. Big up Scott M giving the award to
for Scott. That's a glowing match report.
I'll take it. Hey, we got the dub. Scott M, even as a Spurs fan, you have to hold them 3 points, my friend, because there ain't no getting rid of them because we got them now. Ash says, man of the match, Sonny, BDE, Pedro Porro for that nutmeg. He had two nutmegs on the day. Yeah. I think even Richarlison had a nutmeg on the day.
Oh, and who was it with the brilliant bit of skill under pressure in the right wing back slot? I think it might have been Sarr. It basically been passed back to him, and he was under pressure from a player, and he just dribbled past them. It was like they weren't there. It was really easy, and I think that's I keep wanting to pick up Sarr because for such a young player, he's so calm and controlled on the ball. And you see players like Basuma sometimes losing their heads, even Romero at times losing a bit of composure. Sarr does not lose that composure, and I think that rubs off on other players. He's very, very reliable, works his socks off for the team, and I think a lot of the players and the manager really see the worth in him. I don't think the fans are really going to get a sense of what's happened, how good he's being, until he starts maybe banging a few goals in to add to it all, and then get himself those sort of highlight reels, the Hollywood shots. I think he's a really important player for the team now.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. John Fitzpatrick, big up John, says man of the match, Sonny. Love to see that. James got Captain Son Heung-min as the man of the match. Papa Matisar for the BDE. Very good shout there as well. Bob Down Under. That's not a man of the match. Rich, big up Rich. Good to see you in the house. This is man of the match. Poro, BDE, Kulisevsky, honorable mention. Newcastle not turning up. Love that. And big up Indian Gooner, my 100th subscriber here on the channel. Thank you so much. Big up. You're still here for all these subs, and you're still here. Love to see that. What is this? Hey, enough of the Højbjerg dissing young Jacob. Pierre was only mimicking his whole team. I didn't bash him too much. I just said he did have that one mistake. Y'all got some more? I've seen him. BDE Sarsar Toure for the back heel transition. That was a very cheeky pass. Some of these passes he's making, quite confident, acting quite confident. Skullx has Son and Richarlison getting the awards. Step over knocks him off balance. Some Mbappe skills. Oh, that's not man of the match. Let me get to those. Sonny said Richie deserved man of the match, so I'm going Richie. Big up ball being counter. Adam Phillips, man of the match. Poro BDE. No idea what it is. You know what it is. Min Chi says man of the match. Rich Harlison BDE. Sar. Very good choice. Sar was absolutely instrumental for we just look so much better with him. I don't want to see us without Sar anymore, personally. Big up Pop Stars. Says, come on, you Spurs. First time I've seen your name in the chat. Big up. This is Korean Juan, I believe, as well. So big up to yourself for being here, first and foremost. My moderator, Zapur, can speak Korean and read it. So, Zapur, if there's any messages that they're saying, just try and get my attention and let me know. Also, big up Faz Radfar 31. I saw you earlier saying you're trying to get my attention and say, come on, you Spurs. Big up. Come on, you Spurs. I did see that comment. Sorry I missed your other ones, my friend. Not intentional, but this has been an absolutely immense show. We've had over 200 people now for about 30 minutes. 150 people here before any of the raids. Absolutely immense to see. I love the fact that we're all here sharing love on a beautiful day that we just picked up 3 points. So big up Pop Stars. Appreciate you being here, hitting us with a super chat on the first day you're here. How beautiful that is. Let's see. Let's go through some more of y'all's choices. Scott M says, actually, I guess BDE for shoving it in Vicario's face. Was that for Newcastle, or are you giving Vicario the BDE? I'll take that. Faisal, BDE, obviously.
No, Scott M hates Vicario, doesn't he? Well, he hates everybody, doesn't he, really?
Scott, what I would say that you don't like Vicario, this is my reaction. Hold that, Scott. This is our keeper. The one and only Vicario Sicario, my favorite. I love him so much. After today, giving the full to Callum Wilson. Fuck you, Callum Wilson. Fuck you. I hate him. Talk about Richarlison. Yes, he's butt cheeks, but that's my butt cheeks you're talking about. Come on now. You know it's good when you can't decide on a player of the match. I love this problem. We've had it. Every win that we've had, there's always multiple candidates for both of the awards, Kuva, and I think that's absolutely beautiful to see. Let's see. Who's got some more? Jay Murray, man of the match, Pedro Porro, BDE, Davies, honorable mention, VAR, because that's all it was, just a mention. Hey, I love that one. It was just a mention. That's all it was. Ryan Gloria's got Ben Davies for one of the awards. Queen Ellie Hoybier says, man of the match, Sonny, BDE, Pedro Porro. Oh, I thought BDE meant something else. Oh, it does mean exactly what you think it means. It does, Minchi. Don't you worry. Again, honorable mention, Davies. Great shout there.
Yeah,
again, thank you, Casually FC, for the raid. Great to share the screen with you the other day over on Sarcasm City TV. I will be redirecting this show to Sarcasm City TV with the great Flawless. I will be, if my wife allows me, I will be calling in to that show as well. Got to bang my chest. Look, it's Tottenham Hotspur every single time. So big up. Thank you, everyone who came on over from that raid. Make sure you are hitting like and subscribe if you want to. I always say it's optional. Nothing is obligatory except for the immaculate vibes. And oh, baby, tonight's been full of immaculate vibes. Big up Darren Wimbledon's got Richie and Kuyt as their picks for man of the match in BDE. Big up. Big up Ren, says Jacob and Kuva, happy days. Ren, good morning. Beautiful, beautiful happy days. Big up Faz, Radfar, 3-1 Spurs. Big up Jacob and Kuva. The future is great with Ainge. Big up Faz. I did see your chat before this, but thank you so much for the donation to the channel. And big up yourself. Maybe this week you should change your name to Faz Radfar 4-1 Spurs. Because we did just win 4-1. I like that. Maybe we go with the 4-1 Faz. But big up, always good to see you here in the chat. What's this? Big up. Spursy, Mikar, Arteta, Jacob out, you fraud. Hey, appreciate the love, my friend. Good to see you here. He's always loving on me everywhere I go. Big up. Bob Down Under says, man of the match, son, BDE, Pedro Porro. And big up to Casually. Make sure you go subscribe to Casually. All these content creators, don't matter who club they support, they're good people. So if they're rating me, they must be good people. Yeah, big up Linter Lurfer, aka Mikhailo Surfer, aka Winter Mudrik. Hope you're doing well. Let's see who's got some more of that. Yes, it is exactly that. Big up Casually FC. Who's got that BD energy? Who's getting the award? Come on now. Kulu was nowhere near man of the match, says Jay Murray. Okay, fair enough. That's your opinion. Richie Defo had the BDE. Now that his pubic region is sorted. Isn't that very sweet? Again, thank you so much for the super chat. Ellie says Sonny man of the match because he played brilliant, was a thorn and trip over your damn self side, and pressed so well he ran his socks off for the team. Pedro Porro BDE was powerful in everything that he did. Big up Ellie every single time. Where's the breakup robe? It's going in the washer, my friend. Because we got the dub. My family will be able to rejoice because I can watch that finally. Big up Janice, man of the match, son, BDE, Pedro Porro. Big up Luca, how you doing? John's got Udogi as the man of the match. Do love to see that. Jacob, a lot more Arsenal fans here than Chelsea fans, though. What I would say to the Chelsea fans, I'm just going to play a couple seconds of this song because you already know what the song is.
Oh, Chelsea, what's a win? In blue we stand, united we rise. The Banthas they throw, we are rising again. No matter the cost, give us a win, give us a win. In blue we stand.
I love that. He says, in blue we stand, no more defeats. But they did. They're going to have to hold that as well. Big up Harry. Says, what a result today. Good to see you here. Ainge said Son set the tone for the match. He absolutely set the tone in all facets. Love to see that. Let me see. Who else got any other awards given out before I give mine? Big up Kevin Jimenez. Is it past your bedtime? It might be. But we are doing well. We are too blessed to be stressed, my friend. Love to see Sonny dancing on the ball. Sonny kills you with love. The smiling assassin, you know. There's nothing worse than when you're getting bantered and they're just sitting there smiling at you. And yes, pop stars, he can. Son of the man of the match for Ren. I love to see that. And yes, Kevin Jimenez, you do. Paul Brown. Evening, Jacob Kuva. Hopefully all is well regarding man of the match. BDE XYZ Son has always been the emotional feeling towards Tottenham Hotspur FC, etc., etc. Big up Paul Brown. Good to see you in the house. Richie gets the BDE for Ren. Love to see that. A lot of nominations here. Son, Richie. Those are the main ones I'm hearing right now. Sahar says, man of the match, Sonny. BDE, Pedro Porro. Ben Davies deserves some love too. Nice little honorable mention for Ben Davies. Big up Mile High Hotspur. Leo, how you doing? Good to see you here. Jason Bell, sorry, is very underrated. Ronnie says BDE goes to Pedro Porro. I like to see that as well. Romero gets the Tasmanian Devil Award. Isn't that very nice? Zapur's got man of the match, Son. We don't win without him. BDE Udogi commanded the entire field up and down. Love to see that. Yeah, I mean, you're right. When you're right, you're right. And what can we say? Real quick, big up Chang, my buddy Chang in the house. Gifting 5 United Spurs of America memberships. Mile High Hotspur, Luke, Danny D, The Beer Talk, Jazz Fusion, and that's it. The 5 of y'all. Welcome to the family. And big up Dubs in the chat for Chang. Big up Chang every single time. Look, he's sent me 2 of these now. I got 2 of these. I ain't trying to show you what they are because he told me, you know, not to show everyone because then the value will go up, thus making it harder to acquire these. But there you go, Kuva. I got 2 of these now. You see that?
That's great. Yeah.
So there's 1, there's 2. 1, 2. There you go. Pretty sweet. So thank you, Chang, for the constant spoiling of me and the spoiling of those in the chat. Big up every single one of you. I don't think anyone else has any more. I think everyone's gotten their man of the match in BDE, and as far as I can see, Julia says the whole team gets BDE. I like to see that as well. Philip says that fake Brazilian could never nutmeg anyone. Philip, hold that as well. Let's see. Yeah, SAR was absolutely immense. I love all these mentions, honestly. Pedro Porro, Richarlison, Son, SAR. These seem to be the most names mentioned so far. Are they going to give Vicario the #1 shirt next season? I think he prefers the number 13, but whatever he wants, he can have, as far as I'm concerned. Let's see. That is for Vicario. So he did give BDE to Vicario. Kuva. He did.
I thought he was hating
So
on Vicario.
we got 2 out of Scott. We got Sonny for man of the match, and we got 2 Spurs players on Scott M's list there. That's pretty special.
Wow, it really is the Christmas period, isn't it?
He's in the spirit of giving, you know. He just wants to big up Scott M, long time support.
He'll be there dressed up as Santa in the mall.
He just said, God, no, I did not give it to Vicario. So
there we go.
There we go.
Yeah,
sounds
he'll
about
be there
right there.
the mall, just doing his Santa run on the weekend, telling kids not to get their hopes up in the.
He says he gave it to Wilson for shoving it in Vicario's face. Wilson's gonna have to hold that. To which, like, here, actually, you know what? I did find a clip for you, Kuva. I did find a clip. It is the actual audio and video. It's just the audio. You don't have to watch the video, but I'm gonna play for you the audio that transpired whenever he had done this. So this is the photo, right? I can't play the video full, so it's just gonna be the audio. But when this happened, this is the audio that I found. This is an exclusive, by the way. Exclusive. You're not going to find it anywhere else. The real audio leak from Vicario and Callum Wilson's little dust up.
Shut up, bitch.
Hold that, Callum Wilson.
Yeah, I'd see it.
Gotta give the BDE to someone not even on our team.
I love all the silly video clips like this. It's just yeah.
Shows
us.
I got plenty.
Yeah,
I got plenty. I try to have as much as I can. Yeah. You know,
but you can't show all of them.
No, I can't. But I can say a good evening. I just wanted to play that. Just a good evening. That's one of my favorite things. Pat, don't tell everyone just yet, but we are back. Chippy says, Ainge gets the BDE. Love to see that. Chris Frank here giving us a little what's going on the NFL there. Love to see that. Sorry to the headphones users. Apologies about that, but apologies. I had no control over how loud that was going to be. But I just love the song because it's so catchy, and it's about, you know, Chelsea we rise, together we stand. You know, we ride in blue, blah, blah, blah. And my favorite line is they keep saying, no more defeats. And that's my favorite line because really, just since that song came out, it's been nothing but defeats. So love to see that. Pat says, man of the match is Richie for me. Finally scored with his foot. Did it twice for us. Was a hound on defense. I was disappointed when we took him off as he was still giving it his all. Yeah. But, you know, we do play on Friday, so let's just let everyone, you know, it's his first start back from his pubis surgery, so.
Did anybody else think what I was thinking? I'm sure they must have. Keep him on to see if you can get a hat-trick.
A lot of people were saying that, and there was a question that I saw very early on in the stream. Shout out at whoever the fuck asked it. I don't remember. They said, damn, I just lost my train of thought. What were we talking about there, Kuva?
Richarlison to get the hat trick.
Right. That if he was still on the pitch and we got awarded that penalty, do you think Son would have let Richarlison take it? Or since it's our first penalty without Harry Kane, it was just more of Son has to take it. What do you think?
I think he would have let Richarlison take it because we were 3-0 up at the time. The game was in the bag. I think he would have wanted him just to have that moment. Or then again, he might have just snatched it off him because he wants his goal.
Yeah.
he's the daddy.
Big up Drula says it's 1:05 a.m. here and you've got me whinging my waist. That means laughing, right? That means we're being pretty funny here. Is that what that means?
Yeah.
I don't know. Big up Chang every single time. Yeah, we got to enjoy Chelsea suffering a little bit, right? If we can't enjoy that, then what are we going to do? Big up Chang says, come on, you Spurs, everyone, enjoy your memberships and immaculate vibes from our first win of December. I'm hoping first of many, to be honest, but this is the part of the show. We're almost on 2 hours here. I'm going to give you my man of the match and my BDE. This is going to be pretty straightforward. Wait, I think it's actually, Kuva, your choices, they made me want to change mine because there's some people that need to get recognition here. But I honestly, rolling through the chat, seeing what y'all suggested, Pedro Porro, that's another one. He's honorable mention. Christian Romero's an honorable mention for BDE because sometimes you just got to put that thing out there and rough them up a little bit. I know some people don't like it. Mile High Hotspur's got BDE Chang for the memberships. Love to see that as well. 2 good evenings this week. Yeah. So big up Donna Colin. Chippy here. Son BDE. Poro Udogi, man of the match. I did want to pull up Udogi because I thought after making a mistake, you know, in that West Ham game, what's the best way to rectify that mistake? Go ahead and get yourself a goal, young man. So I'm going to go ahead and give, just in the effort to change things, Kuva. Obviously, I think my man of the match is Heung-min Son. 2 assists, a goal. Absolutely tremendous in all facets, dribbling with the ball at his feet in transition when we were making those transition runs. Like there's one moment where the only mistake Son made, I think, was he didn't play it to Udogi soon enough and he got fouled. And that's the worst thing I have to say about Son. So he's my shoe-in for man of the match. But in an effort to differentiate, I'm going to go ahead and give my man of the match to Destiny Udogi as well, because he got his first goal in the campaign. I thought it was a long time coming. I'm also going to give him the man of the match because, damn it, I predicted it. I said this morning on We Are Tottenham TV, the pre-match build-up, I said, Destiny Udogi's going to open his campaign. I can feel it. Son with the beautiful...
We both agreed on it the other night, didn't we?
Yeah.
Soon as the name came up, yeah, that's the one.
Sounds about right, yeah.
It feel Porro might have chipped in with one as well today, but that didn't quite happen. But it's good. I think our wing-back situation's looking pretty good at the moment.
I'm definitely enjoying it. We do need a backup left back, however. We do need one of those.
And right back. Yeah. But the first choice 2 are looking pretty good for us.
Yeah. So my BDE of the match, I'm going to give it to Richarlison. 2 goals. Played meaty the whole time. Look, they said he don't score with his feet for Tottenham, but he did. He did twice. This is a guy that I've said, I think I'm done. I think I'm closing that door. Now, I don't think that... my wife just texted me. She got to start dinner. I don't think that this is like means that he's all of a sudden a great player. But if this is something he can build upon and we can actually get a tune out of him, rotating him around, letting him just do his thing and let him track back, let him do the defensive work. Richarlison needs to get some props today. A lot of Spurs fans, rival fans, everybody, really much. Jacob, it doesn't sound right you calling me. You goatee. You're right. Why am I faltering? You goatee got his first Destiny. You goatee. Have some respect, Hugo. Norman says, "What were the match stats?" I can go ahead and share those with you real quick if you want, just for you. All right.
I haven't even looked at them. Didn't need to.
So, in the entirety of the match, 56 ball possession to us. But the first half was 64%. That's quite interesting. Total shots, 12. Shots on target, 5. Newcastle had 4 shots with 1 on target. You fucking bums. Shots off target, we had quite a bit. Blocked shots, we had 3. 3 corner kicks to their 2. Let's see what other relevant stats there are. 2 big chances missed for them, 1 big chance missed for us. Brennan Johnson hit the woodwork twice, if you remember. 267 passes. Oh, wait, that's just the first half. My bad. I was just reading the first half stats. Apologies, y'all. Let me just say this. Total shots was 23. 12 shots on target. 12 shots on target. That's what the fuck I'm talking about, Tottenham. We did 6 last week in the first half, and this is better. 6 in the, get shots on target in the first half, shots on target in the second half as well. Let's see what else we got. We had 7 big chances with 3 big chances missed, 2 big chances missed for them. We hit the woodwork twice. Shout out Brennan Johnson. Yeah, sorry, Ren. I am trying to get it together. What am I doing here? 536 passes. Very nice. Very nice. Look, those are about all the stats I really care about.
I was going to pick out about the passes then. People were talking about the insanely large amount of passes we had against West Ham and saying ultimately it means nothing. But if you're playing some possession-based football, and you're trying to make the opposition work harder than you are, you want to have control of the ball. You want to pass it around. You want to make them run more than you're running. When you have the ball and you're passing it around, you expend way less energy. It's fun. It keeps your team morale up. And you are wearing the opposition down slowly but surely. Brighton get a lot of success from their limited funds by playing that brand of football. They keep the ball moving constantly. It really causes problems for teams. They have to work that much harder. I think that is part of the reason why it's a significant stat for us. But again, if you do not take your chances, of course, ultimately it will mean nothing then. But in terms of conserving energy, move the ball around, pass it, make the opposition run.
Yeah. I did want to say, just shout out to Brennan Johnson as well. I love him as a right winger. The collateral effect of moving Kulusevski in cannot be overstated. But look, we are over 2 hours now, so as is customary, it is time to say goodbye. As much as I want to just keep streaming and keep the party rolling, I do need to allow my wife some time to breathe and make dinner. So there we are. I will be redirecting the stream on over to Flawless with Sarcasm City TV. He's got a great show lined up. I will be calling in there as soon as I can, so you might even see some more, Jacob, if you fancy it. You can find it just a little bit later over on Flawless's great channel, Sarcasm City TV, great channel over there. Make sure you do like and subscribe. They are starting in about 10 minutes, so you'll be a little bit early. But if you haven't been there yet, I highly recommend sticking around. Flawless is one of my favorite people in the business. He's a great friend and a great content creator. You'll be in fantastic hands. I would never send you somewhere that wouldn't be a great place to be. But big up, Ash, very much. Can't wait to get you on the show, Ash. I just saw you follow me on Twitter, so hit me with a DM. Let's get it sorted and get you on the channel. Good to see you making your appearances over there on Talking Ball as well. Make sure you are subscribed to Colin with Talking Ball as well. Great friend of the channel. So look, y'all, that's going to do it. I enjoyed today so fucking much, Kuva. I enjoyed everything that we were doing. Look, this is a process. We never said it was going to be the most beautiful. We just said it was going to be some damn fun. And if you didn't have fun today, go on go on a merry-go-round or something, because I don't know how else to help you. If you didn't have fun, even as a neutral watching Tottenham today, I don't know what to tell you. What I do know how to tell you is please do hit that like. We are 12 likes away from 200 on the show, during the show. Nice. So again, big shout out to Staffy for the raid, for getting us over 200 live viewers, because we had 150 Staffy rated, then we had over 200 casually rated, then we had a little over 200. And hey, appreciate everyone who did stop by. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, cost absolutely nothing. But who would I be if I didn't say major thank you to every single person who did a financial donation to the channel tonight, starting off with a user, kicking us off with the super chats. And then we got Jerome. He hit us with the 3-piece. And I ain't talking about chicken wings. I'm talking about super chats. Hit us with the green. Hit us with the blue. Hit us with the orange. What a lad. Thank you so much, Jerome. I appreciate you being here. Honestly, it makes me feel honored that he's here, because he's always there. Terry knows him. He's always there on the football terrace, getting his voices heard as well. So big up, Jerome. Appreciate you supporting the channel. Chris Frank hitting us with a beautiful yellow super chat as well. Big up, Chris Frank, every single time. Dunkelstork as well. A hard name to say, but a great person for sending a super chat as well. And then Popstars, first time here, hitting us with a super chat. Faz Radfar as well. Not his first time here, but I think the first super chat I've ever gotten from Faz. Big up Faz Radfar every time. But again, we're Faz Radfar 4-1 Spurs now. So here we go. And then Chang with the final financial donation to the channel, gifting 5 memberships. Big up. It's absolutely immense. Chang is keeping our membership numbers up, and you're keeping the channel up. So I appreciate every single one of you who help keep this thing thriving and jiving and doing our thing over here. So really, I can't thank y'all enough. Whether you donate money or you just donate your time, your thoughts, and your comments, both of those things mean so fucking much to me, just as much as Tottenham Hotspur getting 3 points. So very much very much glad to be back into the win column, Kuva. Do you have any final thoughts for me, my friend?
Enjoy it. That's what it's supposed to be all about. Newcastle clearly were not at their best. They are struggling with what we used to struggle with those midweek European games. But we used to get criticised for we should do better anyway. We should get used to this. It's what a big club does. So you can apply that same logic to them as well. And you can only beat what's in front of you. We beat them quite comfortably. played some really nice football while doing it. Could have scored more goals. Captain had a captain's man of the match performance, a goal to cap it off, a couple of assists. Lots of players putting in great shifts. Nobody had a bad game. VAR didn't really ruin the game like it usually tends to and slow it down. Everything went well. Happy days all round. How can you not enjoy that? Unless you're a certain Canadian.
Name Scott M. Big up Scott M.
Yeah, big up.
Big
No, one thing, I'll stick up for Scott M on one thing. He's harsh, but he is at least very consistent with it. So perhaps, as Sam says, sometimes the club has to live up to the expectations of the fans. Let's live up to what Scott M's expectations are. Then we'd really have something, wouldn't we?
Yeah. Can't wait for that, Kuva. Big up, Kuva. Honestly, always such a pleasure to share the screen with you. Win, lose, or draw, you and I have a good time. So I appreciate you for being a good friend of the channel here. And I appreciate everyone who is tapped into the house. I am going to make the sign-off just a little bit different tonight, so stick around. And big up Magnus King in the house, a Sala top 1. You know what he hasn't done? Score 10-plus goals in 8 consecutive Premier League seasons. Not yet, anyway. We'll see. Wagwan P as well. Big up, Wagwan. Look, my final thought here, ladies and gentlemen. Hold that. I know you don't want to see me on top, baby, but guess what? You got to hold that. You got to hold that. No matter how mad it may make you, no matter how sad it may make you, Tottenham are back. And guess who we got? Postecoglou. Postecoglou. That's how I feel. That's my final thought for today. Of the lads. Oh, hang on. We got a super chat before I leave. P, big up P. Jacob, you have a voice of a jazz radio DJ. Nice.
Yes, that's it. That is it. Immaculate vibes. It is chill time. Yeah. See you through to the early hours of the morning with Jacob.
Yeah.
Talking about Bentancur.
About Mr. Rodrigo Bentancur. Vicario, Sicario, and Net. What a dynamic duo the two are. P, thank you so much. First time here, and you've already super chatted. Thank you so much for being here, first and foremost.
Oh my God, what a comment by Spooby. I totally agree with this. Just come in.
Jacob, they should put you on the radio for GTA. That would be sick. Right. Come on now. You're tuned in live to KTXSM.
Jacob for GTA. Let's get it trending.
Hashtag Jacob for GTA. Hit it in the chat, y'all. Get it trending. Make sure Rockstar knows, put me on. Put me on, and I'll put every single one of you on. Come on now. The Untitled series should be called the Immaculate series. You know, the acronym would be TIS. Tis indeed. Oh, I stick my pinky out with that one, Kuva. Tis indeed so fancy. Rich,
cup of tea, pinky.
Big up, Rich. I might have to do that. I might have to make these the Immaculate series. That's absolutely beautiful. Look, big up, y'all paying me with a lot of compliments. I do appreciate you very much. So I'm going to pay you back with a compliment, you sexy motherfuckers. I love every single one of you that tapped in tonight, whether you're live or on playback. We're 9 likes away from 200 at this juncture. So if you are on playback, thank you for helping us hopefully reach that. But if not, we'll see you next time. You are right, Janice. There is somebody who does need some milk, and his name is Kieran Trips Over Him Damn Self.
He needs some milk.
There he was, rolling on the floor. He needs some milk. Also, a big shout out to Kulisevsky once. And that's going to do it here for episode.
And I can just one up you there because you may have the voice for radio, but I've got the face for radio.
Oh, well, see, Sean yesterday told me I had both, and I like to think that's great. I'm an all-encompassing kind of guy. That's quite nice, huh? But yeah, every single time, big up Minchi. Good to see you over here. I believe you were over there at the Weird Tottenham TV pump up. That's where I first saw you. So big up. Good to see you over here on the channel, and keep hitting the subscribe, y'all. I do appreciate. Look, the channel's been growing a bit recently since we hit over 3K. Some people have been definitely talking nicely to me, so I appreciate every single one of you. I hope y'all have a blessed rest of your day. And again, just hang on the stream. If you need some more content for the night, I will be my most shameless edition of myself over on Sarcasm City TV. So go ahead and stick around. I will be sending y'all on over there. Hit a like and subscribe over there. But as always, folks, I got to say, stay blessed, stay fresh, up the lads, and come on, you Spurs. I fucked it up.
Oh my God.
I messed it.
Redo the whole show. Do you remember what
Welcome
you said?
in to United Spurs of America. Okay. But let me redo that sign out because I so rudely interrupted us. Stay blessed, stay fresh, up the lads, and come on, you Spurs. H Pasta Coglu.
United Spurs of America, with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.